This is the story of one special guy and his female client who wants to taste youth. It's movie recap zone and a new retelling. In this retelling, you will learn that in addition to the main occupation, an experienced callboy can have a deep knowledge of psychology and not only define an approach to each woman and leave a pleasure. Feel the whole story by watching this retelling to the very end. Enjoy the movie. The movie begins with Nancy Stokes booking a room at an expensive hotel and waiting for a callboy. Leo Grande has a coffee and croissant and heads to his client's room. The woman gets ready for the meeting. She checks the minibar. Leo is ready and heading to the meeting. Nancy takes a drink to be sure and hears a knock on the door. It's Leo. Opening the door, they introduce themselves, and the guy walks in. Nancy is a little embarrassed. The guy gives her a couple compliments and kisses her to lighten the mood. Nancy immediately says that she emphasizes her age, but the guy is not embarrassed and compliments her again. He assures that they will have a great time together, and the woman relaxes. Leo offers to drink a glass of champagne for the mood, and the madam does not mind. Leo starts joking to find the right approach to Nancy. She says the guy is very attractive, so she's worried. The guy likes it and can't take his eyes off her. She asks if he got paid for the job, and the guy confirms. Nancy wonders how long has he been doing this and a few more details about his profession. The guy tells a few details with interest to find less worried. Leo is ready to fulfill all of Nancy's fantasies today and asks what she would like to get. Nancy tells that she likes a banal acquaintance and then physical intimacy. She wants a young guy and Leo is perfect. She can't calm down, asking the guy if he's disappointed in her. The guy shows that he likes the woman and kisses Nancy. He pours a glass of champagne. Nancy wants it to happen now because she's nervous. The guy offers to chat, but Nancy says they have little in common and nothing to talk about. Leo disagrees and offers to surprise her. The woman doesn't want surprises, but the guy promises she'll enjoy it. The woman still feels awkward as it's the first time she's bought someone for pleasure. The guy reassures her and is perfectly happy with his work. The woman says that she has never had as much pleasure as a man, even when she did everything herself. Nancy says that her husband died 2 years ago, and after that, she stopped imitating pleasure. She admits that Leo will be the second man in her life, as she has never done it with anyone but her husband. If the guy wants to leave, she agrees to pay half of the agreed amount for the meeting if there is no continuation. Leo is happy to stay and continue since he came to the woman to maximize his pleasure in the process. He tells the story from his work, when they insisted that he left, and even threatened him when they changed their minds about do it. And after a week, she offered the guy to meet again, which he agreed to since it was his job. Nancy's surprised and they laugh. Leo assumes that the woman doesn't want to get close to them because of her husband, as she thinks it's a betrayal, but Nancy says it's not. She reveals that she actually recently worked as a school teacher. She makes a lot of arguments why it's wrong, but Leo calms her down and says it's okay. She doesn't understand why he's doing this, and the guy tells her that he's raising money for college. As it turns out, he's joking and says it's not true. Nancy's worried about what her son would think, so Leo calls her to bed. She agrees. The guy kisses her, after which they head to the bed. She suggests he take the pill to make sure it works. Leo says he doesn't need to because he has a lot of energy and has always succeeded. Leo assures her that you can find something attractive in every man. Nancy wonders if the guy has ever been with an older woman, and he says he has. The maximum age is 82. Nancy is relieved, and Leo tells her what he likes in a woman. When it first starts, she immediately wants to go to the bathroom. At the same time, the guy gets ready and assumes a comfortable position in bed waiting for Nancy. While the woman is in the bathroom for a long time, Leo decides to have a drink and get a chocolate bar from the minibar. At this time, Nancy comes out, or he tries to kiss her. She says she doesn't like the smell of chocolate, and the guy leaves to brush his teeth. After he comes back, she says she changed her mind and is willing to pay in full for her time. He realizes it's not about the bar, so he asks if Nancy is attracted to it, and she says she likes it a lot. They start talking about why she ordered a guy if she doesn't want to continue. He goes into more detail, and the woman confesses that it took her a long time to make up her mind. It took months until she finally made up her mind, and when she did, she ordered a guy, but now she has doubts. Nancy tells him that she likes young guys but doesn't understand why Leo is still here since she promised to pay him full price. He admits that she's interested in the guy and can't just leave. Nancy keeps reminding him that she's in her 40s and he's still young, so he's hesitant to get down to business. The guy suggests they get under the covers, and they start talking about life. Nancy compliments the guy on being smart, explaining why. She wonders if he knows any girls who have pole dancing as a hobby. Leo says he's met some. Nancy keeps reminding him that she's over 40 and he's still young, so he doesn't dare to get down to business. The guy suggests getting under the covers and they start talking about life. Nancy compliments the guy on being smart and explains why. She asks what kind of education the guy had at school, who her parents are. Alinochka says, "Oh, I'm mom," and the guy says that she is strict, but I don't know what her son does. He tells his mom that he works on an oil tower at sea, and Nancy starts laughing. Then she tells about her son that he is downloading a master's degree and thinks he is boring. And here Leo smiles. Nancy, tell your family what your son is doing, what her husband was like, and the complicated relationship with her daughter. The woman is frustrated with her family's relationship. The guy says he's in awe of all the mothers and insinuates that all the time Nancy may not be telling the truth about her life. A woman tells that every year degraded in school because she told the same things to her students. Guy tries to cheer up the situation. Nancy talks about her relationship with her husband of 31 years. Surprised they didn't have a close relationship, Nancy tells a life story where once in a restaurant, a waiter had his eyes on a woman in love and was madly enjoying it. Tells about the sequel she calmed down like that and remembered the pleasurable moments, as that handsome guy started exploring her body and she couldn't resist him. But the most interesting moment, they were standing by the road and saw a car and the guy ran away and they never saw each other again. Leo got into the story and the evening ended as planned. The next time Leo meets, it's good to see Nancy again. The woman tells him what she liked last time, so she said it again. Doesn't drink champagne, and she tells him about her fantasies that need to come true. She tells her breastiest fantasy and Leo says it's doable. He suggests expanding the list, but the Nancys doubt they'll make it. He suggests relaxing before starting and Nancy insists they need to fulfill everything. She wants to start with the first wish. Suddenly her phone rings and she leaves. When she returns, they start dancing. The mood picks up, and not only that, the couple is having fun, they're having a good time together. Again, they are interrupted by a phone call, after which Nancy tells them that being a parent is hard. Without them, she could fulfill all her desires. Leo offers to give Nancy a massage and she doesn't mind continuing, and the guy takes off his shirt. She gradually falls in love with him and studies his body, starting with his back, moving on to his arms and chest. And again, she gets nervous and pulls away. But the guy calls her to him. Leo tells her that she shouldn't be ashamed of her body and that if he didn't go to the gym, she wouldn't have chosen him, so she shouldn't focus on her muscles. He opens up her body to a different side. Suddenly, she gets the idea to talk about man wars, which the guy is very surprised about. He talks about his younger brother who is in the army and that he misses him. He suggests a topic and pours champagne for Nancy. Then he suggests a role-playing game. Leo immediately enters the role, but the woman did not like this game. Nancy wants to feel young, full of energy, and desirable. The woman is interested in Leo's profession, and he says that everything is fine because he does not ask for money but sells his communication, and it is quite legal. The guy suggests to start already. When they start, Nancy gets nervous again and pauses, afraid they won't like it. Leo jokes to lighten the mood and tells her about his clients, even a story where he was a cat. Nancy says he's a saint and is relieved. She talks about her students from work. They just sit and talk and she feels good about it. They are just reasoning about legalizing the guy's profession since it helps others and makes him feel good. Leo tells in detail what he really enjoys. He's happy to see people happy, so he keeps working. So Nancy decides to do something nice for the guy. At the third meeting, Leo surprises Nancy and she is pleased. But without the fountain of pleasure, the guy asks her what she said during the pleasure with her husband and Leo smiles. The second item on the list is done. Nancy is good with the guy as she understands well what to say and when to say it. The woman is completely content and regrets waiting 30 years for this. Nancy wants to get to know Leo better and find out what Leo is like in life, and she changes the subject. Since the guy doesn't tell her who she is in real life, she admits that she investigated and found out his real name. Leo's not happy about it and is about to leave. Nancy doesn't get it. The guy gets angry and explains that he created the image of Leo Grande, and Nancy is completely satisfied with it. The guy tells her that he too can recognize her real name and wonders what her acquaintances will say after they find out that the teacher hires a young guy to lick her pussy. Find was willing to tell who she really is to be friends in real life. Nancy wants to know why Leo is embarrassed about his job and for that reason won't tell his family. Leo lifts the veil and clarifies that he only gives favors but doesn't share his life. Nancy offers to talk to the guy's mom and explain the situation. She is sure that she will find the right approach. He makes it clear that there is no need to explain anything to his mother. Since they have such a complicated relationship, his mother tells others that her son is dead. She continues to question him. Leo responds rudely and leaves. Moments later, he comes back to find his phone and forbids to talk to it. He is angry that he can't find it. Actually, it's anger because of the bad relationship with his mother. He throws things and breaks a vase. Soon they get a call from the receptionist wondering if everything's okay, and Nancy says it's fine. He compares Nancy to his mom because they were so much alike. It pains him to remember the family situation since his mother was disappointed in him since Leo didn't sell his hopes. He finds his phone and says that the money for tonight's appointment is back and walks away, leaving Nancy alone with her thoughts. Nancy is waiting for her fourth meeting with Leo. One of the waitresses guesses her teacher and reminds her where they know each other from. Suddenly they are interrupted by Leo. The waitress wonders where they know each other from, or says she wants to sell her car, so they meet here. They order 2 coffees and sit down to talk. Nancy talks about the pleasures of life. She is completely happy with everyone and the meetings as she has blossomed and filled with vitality this month. Nancy recommends the guy to her friends as they too are fading and need help. She decided to tell her real name. Her name is Susan Robinson. The woman tells of her real life, that over the years, she's been following the rules and trying to please everyone. She thanks the guy for helping her and says goodbye to him, and interrupts the same waitress that Susan taught and recalls a school story when the only time the whole area gathered all the students from the class and called them names because they all came in short skirts. The waitress can't stop with her stories and Nancy insisted on bringing them the bill. Leo confessed to his brother what he was doing. His brother was very surprised, but he knew it. Also that his mom never mentioned Leo after one incident. One day at the age of 15 when no one was home, Leo had a party where his mom and her friend came to see her son and his friends studying each other's bodies in detail. She was very embarrassed and they couldn't measure up. After that, he left the house. Nancy says that Leo is not a disappointment but the savior of hearts, which the guy is very happy about. After they get the bill, the women apologize to their student for calling them names once and it was wrong. Nancy admits that she's not buying a car right now and that Leo Grande has a special service for women and recommends that the girl try it. Becky's shocked, so Nancy and Leo go to the room together. Afterward, they're at the highest level of pleasure. They're happy that they got it right this time. Leo continues the pleasure. He brought a new toy, which Nancy shows off. This was their final encounter, after which they say goodbye. Walking down the street, Leo remembers Nancy is glad they met. This is a retelling of a movie from 2022 called Love on Call. Write in the comments, how do you feel about the guy's job and this kind of relationship with customers? Subscribe to our channel for awesome movie retellings. See you in the following videos.